Good evening, people, and welcome to Pixel Sports GoalTable Football Podcast. And this is the Chronicles series where we are looking at the history of Euros. I have with me DJ. Gigi is nowhere to be seen today, but we have discussed about the start of the Euro, how it came to be, and how the first Euro went. The next time, in the 1964, now the Euro is in Spain. Yeah. And what is happening at Spain, DJ?
Yeah, so despite the modest box office showing in the first Euro, we have seen only 17 games, registration was closed, but then also no one registers. Later they found 17 members. But this time, a better response. More nations are interested to play in Euro. 29 teams instead of 17 this time. England took part.
Okay, for the first time.
Last time we discussed that England missed due to their own mindset about
posh mindset, snobbery
about FA Cup, about World Cup and all, but finally they came. But West Germany didn't. And same political turmoil. We discussed. We will discuss in the course of time as well that every Euro we see political turmoil. Even last Euro also we have seen that Ukraine didn't take part because of the Russia's Ukraine conflict. This time also you never know, something will happen. So, the same political turmoil we have seen. We saw Greece drew against Albania, and that time it was Greece versus Albania in war zone. So that's why Greece withdraw their name. And another notable information in the group stage. Yugoslavia was knocked out by Minnows, Sweden. Sweden just started their football and they started participating in different international matches, and this is their first Euro. Anyway, this is second Euro altogether. But Yugoslavia that time is a heavyweight
team. Yes.
So Yugoslavia knocked out, and Spain once again. Heavyweights,
as we know,
but Di Stefano this time already
left for Argentina.
Semi-final contenders were Spain versus Hungary and USSR versus Denmark.
Okay, so in the first semi-final, Spain versus Hungary. Now Spain in the last Euro did not take their whole team with them, did not even participate. But this time, Luis Suarez, not the Uruguayan one, the Spanish one, was at helm. He won the Ballon d'Or in 1965. The next year he will be winning the Ballon d'Or. Inter Milan broke the record transfer fee to sign him from Barcelona, and he excelled in the first half. One notable thing is that this match was at Santiago Bernabeu at Madrid. And the whole Madrid crowd was singing his name, despite Luis Suarez playing most of his career at Barcelona.
And only very few times we have seen this.
Yes, only very few
times. Later for Ronaldinho, for Iniesta, and lately we've seen
Lamine Yamal. Though this Hungary team was not at their peak, the legendary players like Puskás, they were at their end.
Yes.
But the Hungary's team, what everyone feared them for their stamina. Also, the Spain team dreaded that they had to go to the extra time, and they did. Although another legendary player from this Spanish team, Amancio, he scored in the 112th minute to take Spain for the first time to the final. In the next semi-final, USSR versus Denmark, it was not at all a close encounter because USSR had many great players. They won the first Euro. They played well in the 1962 World Cup, and this time they were facing Denmark at Camp Nou. And as we discussed earlier, that General Franco, the dictator of Spain, he hated communism, he hated Stalinism. But this time in Nou Camp, the whole Catalan crowd, they sang for the USSR team as they won and went ahead to face Spain of all teams in the finals. General Franco's worst nightmare was very close to be realized.
Yes. So it is Soviet Union versus
Spain.
Spain in the finals. Spain won that game by 2-1. Now the credit goes to their coach. His name was
Del Lozoya. Yes, a very difficult name to pronounce.
Del Lozoya. He was the mastermind. And he made a sandbox to explain his tactics because
A makeshift tactical system.
Yes, that time there was no computer or nothing was there, right? His management skill was legendary because the Spain team was all-star team, right? You need a good manager, and he has a ability of giving vocal tonic,
The pep talks.
Like Jurgen Klopp, like our own Pique Banerjee.
Yes.
So he is famous for that. And in the final, this is very kind of a boost for Euro. We saw 79,000 people attended that game and watched from the stand.
It was meant to be because the final was at Spain.
Yes.
Spain was playing against USSR.
Yes. And General Franco.
And General Franco. How did he respond?
He is like, he didn't kind of lose any opportunity to take all the credits of the successful Euro Cup, like Hitler in Olympic, like Mussolini in World Cup. So same. He followed and he took all the credit. Spain started brightly this game, and everyone was thinking that Spain is favorite. One is like they are playing at home, and second thing is like how the team was. But within 2 minutes, Soviet Union equalized. So moment everyone was thinking that probably USSR made a comeback in the game, but nothing happened. It was just 1-1. Spain took the control of the game, and then Luis Suarez was injured in between because it was a midfield condition, and he was heavily marked. And that time he was the biggest star of the Euro Cup at that tournament in 1964. So too many fouls against him, and he was like kicked out of the game. 86th minute, Marcelino,
another legendary player of Spain.
Yes, Marcelino scored the winning header, and Spain won the tournament by 2 goals to 1. And General Franco, had his revenge now.
Finally. So the USSR team goes back to Moscow, and the manager got sacked. It is to be expected. Nikita Khrushchev probably didn't like that, losing to Franco. However, the 1968 Euro is now coming to Italy. And the world is, especially Europe, it's still at turmoil. We see that a revolt against Tito is taking place at Prague. A Vietnam War at that time was at its peak. Assassination of Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy is happening in the same year. So another important thing that in that time in the Mexico Olympics, the Black Fist movement was raised.
Yes.
So the world was still at turmoil, and in the midst of all this, Euro is taking place at Italy. UEFA made a couple of alterations. Firstly, before 1968, all the qualifier games were a knockout. Now they changed that to many groups of 10 teams, 10 qualifying teams. The currently how the team qualifies for the Euro, that system came to being from this Euro 1968. Obviously, you know the reason, for the commercial purpose. The bigger teams, they want to play big matches every time. The many matches they play, the many TV revenue generation would go higher. Ticket prices, ticket sales will go higher. But Spain did not qualify for the semi-finals, but Spain's mishap in the political scenario is not leaving their backside. They were grouped in a same group with Czechoslovakia, and in the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, what happened was during the anthem, before the game, where the players line up and the national anthem plays, The Czech administration did what? They started playing the anti-Franco anthem of the Republican
Franco
Party.
is being heckled from the
Yes,
day one.
he has won a Euro, but still the political mishaps are not letting him go.
Yes.
Anyhow, the 4 teams that qualifies for the semi-finals are Italy, USSR, the first time they won the tournament, the second Euro, they were runner-up, Yugoslavia, and England. And England at this time was the reigning world champion.
So first semi-final, Italy versus USSR. It was raining cats and dogs in Naples, and Euro and rains are kind of
the best friends.
Yes,
best friends.
So many chances created. Both the team missed the chances, and there was no substitution or penalty shootout till then. So what happened due to this rains, muddy field, poor field? 2 players of Italy got injured, and as there is no substitution, the later part of the game, Italy played with 9 men. So somehow they managed to draw the game, and it was 0-0. Now the drama started happening. So
we cannot have a Euro without a drama.
No. So it was like UEFA decided if it is 0-0, then it will be a coin toss.
Okay.
And every time UEFA decides these things 2 hours before the game and all. So
actually, I think they decided amongst themselves, and then they forget to convey that to the teams that are playing.
Yes. So it was like now referee raised the coin and asked Sestieniev
of the USSR team,
USSR captain, and Facchetti to call. Now Sestieniev does not understand English. Okay. So he stood silent and took this opportunity. Facchetti took this opportunity and called tail, and he won the toss. Italy won the semi-final by this calling of tail and by someone not understanding English. So that's how Italy went to the finals.
In the second semi-final, no such this kind of drama. Yugoslavia is beating England 1-0.
Yes.
Yugoslavia was the better team at that time on that day, but very unimaginative gameplay from both the sides. Many fouls were committed. England's player Mullery, he was sent off. There was no red card. The referee said that you are playing very badly, you are playing very nastily, and please don't play anymore. You get out of the field. Later, the legendary World Cup winning manager of the English team, Alf Ramsey, defended him. The Yugoslavian players accused the English team of arrogance because they were the world champions. Later, Bobby Charlton refuted that, and they accepted that they were the Yugoslavia were the better team, and that's why they won, not because of England's arrogance. England was still world champion, but we will see a pattern emerging that whenever a big tournament is happening outside of England, England is nowhere to be found.
Yes. Then the final.
Yes.
Italy, the home team versus Yugoslavia. Now Yugoslavia was a mess till the finals. They played physical game. They fouled against every team they faced. So it was like everyone was thinking that they will do the same. So this UEFA decided to keep a reserve day for this.
Okay, so no coin toss for this match.
So if it is like a draw, then another match, the replay will happen, which we saw previously as well, but somehow they decided for a coin toss in the semi-finals. Now, first match it was 1-1, and Yugoslavia, we saw a toned down Yugoslavia this time.
Maybe they were tired.
They are tired. Yes, indeed.
Of kicking out players.
Yes, and then in the replay, 2 days later, we saw Italy won the game easily by 2-0.
Okay.
And it was like they conceded 2 goals within 30 minutes and lost the final. And very few people watched the replay of this game. Of course,
they had it enough in the first match.
And this is till date, I think this is the worst Euro.
Yes,
from the footballing.
yes. Actually, the Euro 1968 was heavily criticized by the media for the lack of quality of football.
Yes.
Media quotes from that time says that if it takes 8 or 9 defenders to win a football tournament, the football is not worth playing. The cup is not worth winning. The media tabloid says that goalless, clueless, soulless football are playing destruction at the mentality of the supporters.
The final was a kind of passable from the quality, but still it is not.
But what the final did was the legendary players of Italy like Mazzola,
Facchetti
like Facchetti, like Rivera,
Yes.
Gianni Riva, they won a silverware
Yes.
for their national team.
Yes, because after that they never won anything.
Yes, after that they actually retired
Yes.
one after another within 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So 1972, the Euro was awarded to Belgium, and this would be the first Euro to be televised in color. Though the group stages were not as dramatic as the yesteryear Euros, but a star team emerged. The West Germany side with the legendary goalkeepers like Sepp Maier, Dieter Horges, Paul Breitner, Franz Beckenbauer, the Kaiser, Herbert Wimmer, Jürgen Grabowski, Uli Hoeneß, Gerd Muller, all-star team. And the manager was also another legend, Helmut Schön. They actually thrashed England out of the quarterfinals 3-1, and the qualified teams who actually went to Belgium to play the semi-finals were USSR, Hungary, Germany and Belgium.
Yes, and in semi-final, first semi-final, it was not first semi-final because it is like the same day we saw both the semi-final took place, and because of that USSR versus Hungary, only 1659 people attended.
Oh, and like the local tournaments of India.
Euro Cup semi-final, only 1600 odd people are attending that. It is like again, this is a bad decision from Euro. So it's very low-key affair, not lot of chances, and we saw USSR won that game by 1-0. So in the second semi-final, we are seeing West Germany, one star-studded team versus
the host
nation Belgium. The scoreline was 2-1, and Belgium, they showed the resilience, they fought, but anyway, Germany won the game. And then we saw the finals between USSR, the most consistent team of the Euro Cup till now, versus West Germany. But also at the same time we saw one of the one-sided finals of all time. It was 3-0, and there was like no answer from USSR against this Germany. The modern football, how it started probably from this tournament, how Germany started playing the game. Instead of having 5 forwards, 6 forwards, what we seen earlier, right? Here we are seeing midfields, more passes in the midfield, and the goal, you remember, we heard a lot of times Carlos Alberto's goals.
Goal he scored in the World Cup final against Italy.
Yes, they scored even better goal in this match. So it was fascinating game by West Germany. At the same time, it was very disappointed performance by USSR. So 1972, West Germany is the champion.
West Germany is the champion. The next time in the Euro 1976, the Euro is taking place at Yugoslavia. And as DJ was saying, by this time the football in the world was changing.
Yes.
We see before 1976, the last decades were dominated by the yellow and blues of Brazil, the Joga Bonito.
Yes.
But this time, there is a tidal shift towards the football of the white and blacks of the West Germany. They had almost all the players from the last year's Euro triumph in 1972, and they retained that core team. And this time, the semi-finalists were Czechoslovakia, Netherlands, Yugoslavia, and West Germany.
So first semi-final.
Actually, in this tournament, Netherlands actually came into the tournament in tatters.
Yes.
Netherlands were the World Cup finalists before, and they played the brand of total football under coach Anish Michels. But this time Anish Michels was not there. He took off for some other job, and George Nobel was appointed in his place. And George Nobel did not have that kind of rapport that Anish Michels had with the superstars like Johan Cruyff.
Yes.
And the dressing room was in shambles. Such was the shamblesness of the dressing room. George Nobel wanted to give his resignation before the beginning of the tournament, but the Dutch FA did not accept George Nobel's resignation. They are saying that you go into the tournament, perform as your capability takes you, and then we will see what happens. Another team that might surprise everyone in this tournament was Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
They were in a 17-match unbeaten streak, which is a huge thing in today's football also.
Internationally, at that time, Czechoslovakia was not a mighty team or was not a favorite nation. Still, 17 games unbeaten streak was huge. So, in the first semi-final, we saw Czechoslovakia versus Netherlands. And as you mentioned about Netherlands' issues with coaches and players, Czechoslovakia won this game by 3-1.
So they dominated the talented Netherlands side.
Yes, but one man was mastermind for this win from Czechoslovakia. His name was Gourab Goswami. He was an underrated legend because he was a mastermind behind this win, and he was a chain smoker.
Okay.
And a poetry buff.
Okay. So a man of culture.
Man of culture. This is not the end.
Okay.
He needs a glass of rum before every match.
So the epitome of a man of culture represents this man, Gourab Goswami.
It was one of the stormiest days in Yugoslavia. It was raining from the early morning, and we saw a referee was tossing the coin with two captains with an umbrella in his hand.
Unheard of
things happen in Euro. Every time in the Euro we see some of the others. But by the scoreline, as we are seeing, it is 3-1. Czech dazzled Dutch, and they reached into the semi-finals. And second semi-final, it was Yugoslavia versus West Germany, equally contested game. But Yugoslavia missed plenty of chances in the first half.
Okay.
And you cannot miss chance against West Germany in the knockout games of any international tournament.
They will punish you.
They will punish you. So they won the match by 4-2. So now in the final, we have Czechoslovakia versus West Germany.
So this was a game that would go on to the football folklore memories.
Yes.
The game started very frantically because both the teams were attacking teams. They had plenty of great players in both of their ranks, and actually the Czech side took an early lead. Both the goalkeepers also were kind of unbeatable. They made many saves, but despite their heroics, many high quality chances were created, and by the metrics that if you create many high quality chances, you will score goals, and that what happens. In the extra time, it is 2-2, and the game is going to a coin toss. No, not this time.
No replay.
No replay, no coin toss. In this time, UEFA decided to take the game to a penalty shootout. For the first time in a major football tournament, the final.
No one knew that before the tournament.
No. For the first time, that UEFA is taking the decision that for the first time in a major tournament final, it will be decided in a penalty shootout. But only the administrators know this information. The teams got to know about this just a couple. Yes, on the match day before.
2 hours before the game.
Yes, a couple of hours before the match started, that they received this news. And we come to know from the tabloids that obviously the players were tired,
Yes.
very tired. And from the German side, we see that Franz Beckenbauer at the time is saying that I cannot take a penalty because my shoulder is injured. And you know that this is from the Kaiser's mouth, it is coming out absolute nonsense, because we saw Kaiser playing with his shoulder strapped on in a World Cup final.
Finals, yes.
So this cannot happen. Uli Hoeneß, another legendary player, he is saying that I am so tired that I cannot even kick a ball. And this time, the legendary goalkeeper Seth Meyer comes to rescue and says that, okay, I will take a penalty. And the Kaiser says, no, I cannot allow that.
Please.
I cannot allow that. I will take my kitman to score the penalty before I allow you to score a penalty, take a penalty. But all funs and jokes apart, everyone has to take a penalty, and the score is finally poised at 3-3. And after that, what happens, DJ?
So score tied at 3-3. Then it was Czechoslovakia's turn. Juremny came and converted the goal, converted his kick.
So 4-3 at this time.
So it is 4-3. Then Venice came.
Okay, Uli Hoeneß, who did not want to take a penalty.
Yes. Placed the ball in the penalty spot and kicked the ball. Goalpost is on the one side and the ball went to the other side.
To the moon.
To the moon. So it was a pathetic kick. So it was 4-3. Advantage Czechoslovakia. Now came Antonin Panenka.
Oh, a name that I think every football fan knows.
Yes, and what he did is iconic. I think
Yes.
the best iconic moment of world football.
One of the most iconic moments.
Meyer in the goal, he was stunned to see that chip, delicate chip.
Yes, it was dubbed as a falling leaf in the next day's newspapers.
Yes, and he scored the goal. Czech won the Euro Cup of 1976.
And at this time, another thing that happened was during this time, the Germans were also known for their gamesmanship. They exchanged their shirts with the Czech players. And actually, when the Czech players went to collect the trophy from the podium, they were wearing the West German sides.
You see the photos.
Yes.
Most of the Czech players are wearing.
Only Panenka was not wearing.
Because he took the last
He
shot.
took the last shot. So another iconic moment is happening at this Euro. So back-to-back Euros after the failing of the 1968 Euros, the UEFA seeing that huge success is coming
72
towards
and
the
76 both.
huge tournament. Actually, the 1976 Euro is considered to be one of the greatest football tournaments of all time. Not only Euro, not only World Cup, one of the greatest football tournaments of any kind.
Yes.
And from this time onwards, we see that the football is taking a leap towards modernity. The things that we see today, actually the seed might have planted back then in 1976. So a huge success of a tournament, a tough act to follow in the 1980 tournament. What will happen, DJ, in the 1980 tournament? We will have to wait for that. In another episode, we will come to you with the rest of the story of the Euro. I think till 2000 we will carry the turn of the millennium.
After the 2024 Euro.
Okay, we will regain season 2. Season 2 of the series. So tell us how you are liking this series. Like, share and subscribe. If you want to stay connected with us, our social media handles are in the description box. Please visit that. Until we come back with the next episode of this fantastic Chronicles of Euro, stay wild.